Salutations everybody, hope you are enjoying your day. Welcome to another kitchen adventure. So today we're going to be cooking a dish. It's one of my absolute favorite Vietnamese dishes from when we go out to our little place called My Lons here in Fort Worth, Texas, and it is called Bo Luk Lok. Alright, that translates roughly to shaken beef. I know some people will say rock and roll beef, but it is a delicious beef dish that we're going to be executing today. So let's get into what we're going to be needing. So first thing I've got here, I've got a little top round that we're going to cut down into cubes for later for this dish. We've got some onion, we've got some cucumber here, a little garlic. Alright, all that's going to go into the dish or to the side of that dish. You're going to have a marinade that goes with this as well. We'll get you that ingredient listing and recipe for that. So we've got some oyster sauce, a little fish sauce, we've got some sesame oil. Alright, sorry about that. And we've got a little bit of soy sauce as well for that marinade. There's also going to be a vinaigrette that comes with this dish when you order it that goes on the side. You can have this with a salad, but we're going to do it with noodles. Alright, learn a little something awesome about these. In the kitchen, I have always called these cellophane noodles. I had never seen them called cornstarch sticks, so I thought that was kind of funny. It is a very, very simple noodle that does not actually require you to cook it per se like you would a normal noodle. The cool thing also about these noodles is you can take these and break them, throw them into a fryer, and they puff up and they make an outstanding crispy little topping to a dish or something to add into a salad. It's kind of like a lo mein noodle would be, or I should say maybe a chow mein noodle for a crispy texture. You can do that with those. And with those noodles, what we're going to do is as we prepare this beef, as I get this all prepped up, I'm going to take those noodles and just set them into some water. It takes maybe about 2 minutes or so, and then they will absorb that water and be ready to go, and then we can just flash them with a little bit of heat to heat them through for the meal. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff broke down. We're going to get this beef marinated, and we're going to get into this dish. Okay, so we've allowed the beef to go ahead and marinate for about 30 minutes. You're going to allow that to go, like I said, between 30 minutes to an hour. I wouldn't really go too much more than that. We've got our wok over here getting nice and hot. This is going to be a dish that we cook very quickly. Remember that we're using this in a top round, and it's not the type of beef that you want to try to saute quickly for a very long time. You want to keep it rare to medium rare. Now, if you're really fancy and you're trying to impress, you could throw that New York strip in there, or a little bit of filet. And for you people that just absolutely have to have well done, first of all, shame on you. Secondly, you're going to want to use a better cut of meat for that, because the top round, if you try to go too long with it, it's going to be super tough. It'll be like eating rubber bullets too soon. Alright, so you'll notice too in that list that we posted the ingredients, there were a few things that I did not mention. One is the cornstarch to coat that beef. And remember, we talked about roux versus a cornstarch. Well, that cornstarch is going to thicken that sauce up once it hits the heat as well, and give you a nice coating on the beef. I don't use the cornstarch in my own personal recipe, but feel free to. I also don't use the sugar or the agave. The reason that I don't do that is because it goes into the vinaigrette that we put onto our noodles. That's how we eat it in our house. So it's already got the sugar there. I also eat mine with a nice little mixture of sriracha and hoisin. Hoisin is also a little bit sweet as well, so I don't want to add the extra sugar. But for those of you that are trying it for the first time, follow along with that recipe and adjust it to your personal likings. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so we're getting the wok really nice and hot, okay, and like I said, we're going to cook this beef super quick. We're basically just going to brown it on the outside. It's going to come out about rare to pushing medium rare on some of these smaller pieces. Once I get the talking out of the way, got a new camera, hope you can notice, and I don't know how it's going to do with all this noise. So we're going to start off with our onions, and we're going to get those just to the point where they start to get nice and brown on us. We don't want a deep caramelization on those, but feel free in your own home. Alright, so here we go, baby. Get a little bit of olive oil into this pan. Yeah, we know it's ready. Got a really nice smoke point there. Really good and smoky. It's ready to go. Love that smell. So one other note too, and you'll see with the vinaigrette recipe, on the vinaigrette I like to add a little black pepper to mine. It just adds another element of flavor that's really enjoyable in this dish. Alright, onion, do your thing. Already getting some color on those. Nice. Alright, we're going to give these just a hair longer, get a little more color on those, and then we're going to go right on in there with the beef. Now I've got the noodles that we spoke on earlier. I've got the noodles behind me. They've been sitting in some lukewarm water. You'll notice when they come packed, they're actually folded over on themselves, and those noodles are super long. So you're probably going to want to cut those down before you eat those. Alright, got that nice color on those onions. Now we're going to go in with this beef. Don't want to get too much in that pan and overwork it. It's actually not very fun using a wok on an electric stove. It just takes away from the actual purpose of the shape of that wok. Alright, let's crank that heat up just a little bit. Almost there. And then at the very end, what I will do once I get that beef browned off there is I will take some of the marinade, some of the juice out of that pan, pour that right over the top there, and let it do its thing. Alright, that is it. We're going to go on with our sauce right out of the pan. Right there. Give me a little bit of that. Yeah, there. That's your turn. Alright, let's get it off the stove and get it plated up. Alright, so that was Boluk Lak. Let me know how yours comes out. A little note also, if you're like me and you can be a little clumsy and messy and you spill something all over the floor, especially that fish sauce, you got to get that smell out, or you don't want the house smelling like garlic, even though I love it. You don't want that house smelling like garlic. You know what you got to get? A golden ticket. You go check out a different dope. These candles made by Miss Calandra. They are as dope as they seem when you're checking out that website. Got mine going right now. Got to get the fish sauce smell out of the house. So again, hit me up in the comments. Let me know how yours turns out, and enjoy the meal.